Next movie is Ant-Man. Alright, so you might remember Howard Stark, Tony Stark's father. So he was basically a genius of S.H.I.E.L.D. Another genius of S.H.I.E.L.D. is this guy called Hank Pym. Because he develops a formula that can shrink a person to the size of an ant. He even uses it himself and becomes the Ant-Man briefly. But then he finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D. Was actually trying to replicate this formula, and so he decides, you know what, this is really dangerous stuff, I don't trust anyone with it, and completely discontinue Ant-Man. This happens like when Peggy Carter is alive, so that's a long time ago. Skip to present day. The story revolves around our main guy, Scott Lang. Now, he is a well-meaning thief, meaning he's a good guy, but he is also a thief. In the beginning of the movie, we see Scott Lang is just released from prison. He tries to take up a job at various places, but he can't keep it for a long time because of his criminal record. So he decides to attempt a robbery with his old robbery crew that includes a major character, Louise. So this robbery is pretty simple. He has to break into a house of an old man who is on vacation, so the house was going to be empty, and inside there was going to be a safe, and inside that safe was going to be something important that he had to steal. Only when he goes inside, he finds out there's not gold or anything of that sort. There is actually a suit. So he takes it and he comes back. He tries the suit on, he presses the button, and suddenly he shrinks. So he's terrified by it and he decides to return the suit where he found it from. And just as he is about to come out after returning it, that is when the police catch him and he is put behind bars again. But then, when he is in his cell, he sees a small line of ants going out of his cell, and so, long story short, he is rescued by this guy called Hank Pym, who can control ants. So at first he's terrified, I mean, who wouldn't be? But then later on he finds out that Hank Pym actually wants him to become Ant-Man. One reason for this is that Hank Pym's protege is this guy called Darren Cross. He, along with Hank Pym's daughter Hope, who is really mad at him because he didn't consider her for the Ant-Man project, is actually trying to replicate the Ant-Man technology, which he doesn't want the world to know about, which he doesn't want anyone else to figure out because Pym considers it dangerous. Near the end of the movie, we find out that Darren Cross, though he wasn't successful till now for developing the Ant-Man suit, finally did figure out the formula for shrinking, and he creates a suit of his own called the Yellow Jacket. Now, Pym is really terrified about this because he knows that if this shrinking technology is introduced in, say, wars and stuff, so then that would be really bad. So he trains Scott Lang to break into Pym Technologies and steal the Yellow Jacket. Also, major revelation, back when Hank Pym was Ant-Man himself, during a mission that he and his wife were on, his wife also was in a shrinking suit, by the way, his wife went subatomic, and after that she was never seen again, so she was assumed to be dead. But more of that in the next Ant-Man movie. Right, so in the end, Hope, who was really mad at Hank because he just, pushed her away after the entire thing and didn't let her become the Ant-Man or the Ant-Woman, I suppose. She comes back to him when she realizes that the reason that he wasn't allowing her to wear the suit was because he was afraid of losing her. And so she comes back, she helps these people. Ultimately, the Yellow Jacket is defeated, Ant-Man is awesome, the shrinking formula is safe, and everything is well. Later on in the movie Civil War, I'm going to reveal this one portion, they need some guy on their team, and Sam Wilson suggests, you know what, I know a guy, and that's when Ant-Man is recruited in Team Captain America. Also, second major point to remember, Louise is awesome. So definitely watch this movie and find out more about this. Next movie, we have Civil War, Captain America and the Civil War, which is actually speaking a sort of Avengers movie because all the heroes come together. So it will be